Segun Oni, a distraught father, has called for justice and compensation after his daughter, Irewole Tomiwa, was allegedly shot by a police officer attached to the Itelle Awori Police Station in Ogun State. Irewole Tomiwa, a caterer, was reportedly returning from work on July 23rd, 2024, around 10 p.m. when her vehicle was stopped along Lafenwa Ota Road by police officers. According to Oni, the officers demanded money, but when she could not provide it, one of them fired a shot that pierced her car and struck her, causing severe injuries. Describing the incident, Oni said, "My daughter was returning from her catering job with her junior sister and a family friend in a Lexus salon car when they were stopped by policemen from the Itelle Awori Police Station. The officers in mufti and using an unregistered minibus painted in Lagos colors for the illegal duties demanded money. When they couldn't provide it, a drunk ASP recently transferred from Owode for a similar offense shot at the car. The bullet went through the back boots, hit my daughter, and exited through her stomach. Irewole Tomiwa was rushed to a private hospital before being transferred to Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Ikeja. Oni noted that the immediate past Ogun State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Alamutu, visited the hospital, offering financial assistance and promising to refund medical expenses. The DPO of the station, CSP Juliana Sodiq, gave us 1 million naira during her visit, and CP Alamutu also provided 1 million naira pledging for further support. However, since then, no further help has been provided. I had to discharge my daughter from the hospital on September 3 due to mountain bills, Oni lamented. Oni revealed that over 10 million naira has been spent on his daughter's treatment, and an additional funds are required to fly her abroad for further care. Despite efforts to follow up with the police, including letters to the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, no action has been taken. Repeated calls to State Police Public Relations Officer Omolola Odutola and Force Public Relations Officer Muyiwa Adejibi went unanswered as of the time of filing this report. Okay, this story is, I don't know, because before we were talking about Yahoo boys, and it was more like it was just Yahoo boys. But now in this case, we have she's not a Yahoo girl, of course. She's a caterer who was coming back from her work, and just because you demanded for money and she did not give, you had to. What do you think about this story?
Well, it's terrible, obviously. Like, seeing somebody supposed to be in law enforcement to protect the people is now being the person to harass the people. Now, I'm thinking about Tomiwa's case, of which I heard of earlier, and I from what I read, that the person or the officer in question who did that was one, drunk, and was as well transferred from another
for the same reason.
So the question now is, why do you transfer an officer like that instead of just removing him? I don't know how that happened, but you know, they just I don't know what to say, because how do you switch a person with a fault to another state? Like, does the atmosphere change him or what? Because he was moved to another and did the same thing as well. And now young lady Tomiwa is now in the hospital, is now undergoing care with bills piling up because of that situation. It's just, police harass a lot of people, and it's not just the Yahoo boys or the Yahoo girls. It's now the general public. Like, I've been in public transports many times where the police will just stop your car, stop your bus, and has to come down and search you. I know the thing. If they see the real Yahoo boys now, they won't be able to search them. But it's the people who are just going freely. They'll come down, open your bag, just at random, and it's really a problem. It was because of cases like this. They had the NSAS protest and the other protests that also caused people still losing their lives in the process of it. So
Just like you mentioned, someone was faulted for doing something, and then you transfer the person from that state to another state rather than removing the person.
Yeah, from office.
I don't know. Do you think the government is doing enough when it comes to the issue of police harassing people and all of that? Because this is not the first case we're having. This is not the first story we're having. There've been repeated cases of the police harassing, citizens of the country and all of that. I could remember a time when we were also traveling, and then I don't know what happened, what transpired between the bus, the driver, and the policeman. But I remember vividly that he shot at the bus, and I don't know the kind of bullet that he was using, but he didn't touch me. He didn't touch anybody. So, what the government? Do you think the government is doing enough? Because I feel like when guns or arms are given to these people, they tend to use it as the way it pleases them. Do you think enough orientation is being given to these people? Do they just get up and employ people and then give them guns? Like, are they actually doing enough? I don't even know the words, but do you think the government is doing enough when it comes to orienting the police force and all of that?
Well, definitely I may not be in a position to say, because I don't work in the force or anything, but from the results, I think the answer is obvious. Not enough. Because we see these things, it's not just a one-off thing. It happens again and again and again and again. So definitely, probably it may be the government is doing enough orientation and the orientation is not entering. It could also be that. But definitely when there's a problem, it's leadership that is always questioned for the lapses. So we see that this is still going on, although it reduced at a certain time this year. Probably there was more scrutiny on the forces. I think that's why it came down a bit, but it's almost back to the same level again. So I think the government should look into it again and continually begin to do what they've been doing. Or better than they've been doing.